Hey, what's going on? I'm Mike. I'm the creator of Namikopy, and I'm here again to talk to you about one of my cards. The card I chose for today is card number 39, Bored Gourd. And there it is right there. Now, how did I come up with this idea? Well, it was actually October, and I was thinking I wanted to do something seasonal. So I started thinking about fall and Halloween and Thanksgiving and different things that go along with these, like leaves, pumpkins, turkey, different things like that. And I finally settled on gourd. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing, and it'd be fun to draw too. I next started thinking what I want to do with a gourd. And I don't know, it just kind of popped in my head, the rhyming aspect, bored gourd. And I was like, oh, that would be pretty cool to draw a bored gourd. So I set about thinking about how am I going to draw a gourd that is bored. So I decided I wanted to make the eyes sort of half open, like he's kind of like falling asleep. That's how bored he is. I also even have him yawning in there to give that added effect that he's tired. And I think the real kicker to this, or the best aspect to it, was the book, which is The History of Shoelaces. The History of Shoelaces. I thought that was really a funny title for a book because that seemed like it would be super boring, and if you were reading it, you would fall asleep. So I really like the idea of the book in there. The book is actually almost the same size as the gourd. That's how important I thought it was. So I really put in that detail, really thought about how I want to show that the gourd is bored. So like I said, I used those facial features. I had him yawning, and I had him reading a really boring book. So I thought it came across really nicely. I decided to use colored pencil for this one. Again, I like that textured look, and I thought that would look pretty good. I also didn't really use a background. I kind of have a table that the book is sitting on, but aside from that, there's no real background. And yeah, so I was pretty happy with this came out. I gave him 25 power points because I figured, you know, at the end of the day, he's just a gourd. You know, he's a tired little gourd, so he's not really, you know, up for battling. So he's pretty weak. So that was how I came up with this idea. I was pretty happy with the final result. It's not, you know, not a strong card. It's not like some big powerful card, but I thought it did, you know, pretty well. Now, how can you take this idea and create something yourself? Well, let's go with not the seasonal aspect like I kind of started with, but maybe go with the rhyming aspect. Maybe you can think of a card that has two words that rhyme and illustrate that. For example, you could do bat hat. Maybe you draw a bat and he's wearing some fancy looking hat. You can make it look interesting, have him hanging from a cave. Like I said, some fancy or elaborate hat. You know, make it interesting, add that detail. Another one is maybe cold troll. That would be a lot of fun too. You could draw a troll. I mean, trolls are very interesting looking. So you can put a lot of detail into the troll. Maybe he has a bag of coal on his back. I don't know. Both of these ideas I actually spent like 10 minutes thinking about because it's not easy. The rhyming aspect could be difficult. So when you come to make this card, really take your time and just try different words. Just pick a word and see the different things that rhyme with that word and see if two words will fit together that you can make an interesting illustration. Once you have that, again, focus on that detail of how you can really make the card look interesting. For bored gourd, you know, I didn't just draw a gourd and call it bored gourd. I put in that extra detail to really show that it's bored. You know, the facial expression, some kind of activity that would be boring. I even have him yawning. So really think about that extra detail and what you can do with that to make it an interesting card. Anyway, that's about it. Really, you know, take your time with it. Like I said, the rhyming aspect is not easy. I think the best way to do it is start with a word and see different words that rhyme with that, and maybe something will connect. If not, pick another word and try rhyming words with that. Eventually something will pop. Like I said, I started with bat and I started rhyming words that rhyme with bat, and I got to hat and I said, okay, bat hat. Maybe that's something, I don't know. So just take your time with it, you know, put in a lot of the work, maybe write down your ideas as you go along and just see how things come together. But it's not easy, so take your time. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. As always, if you don't have a deck, check out namikopy.com where you can purchase a deck. Also check out Instagram where I share other people's cards. It's always good for inspiration, maybe it gives you some ideas. And also check out TikTok. I do shorter versions of these long YouTube videos on TikTok that are, you know, a little bit more abbreviated. But anyway, thanks for watching.